For this video, we're going to learn how to make a slab vase. Okay, there's a look at this one. And to do that, what we're going to do is we're going to start with a piece of paper. Okay. In art, we have what's called the rule of thirds, where if you divide a paper or your canvas, whatever you're working on, into thirds, vertically and horizontally, the rule of thirds says that these places right where those lines intersect are good places to put an area of focus. Okay. Now for us, what we're going to do is we're going to take a piece of paper, we're going to take multiple pieces of paper, and we're going to fold them vertically. Okay. You need to do this 5 times. So you take 5 pieces of paper, fold them vertically, and then if you'd like, you can see there's little marks on here. And what those marks are for is our third of the way up my vase. Okay, so my vase is going to be this tall, and each third we're going to change what's happening in my picture, okay, or with my vase. And so I'm just going to draw the profile of my vase, and what I want is I want the neck to come down, and then I'll have it transition to something and then do something else, and I'm going to have different lines, and it's important that they change direction on those marks. Now as a note, it needs to be at least an inch away from the edge, your line, and that comes into play later on when we're building the vase. We'll need that extra room. So I'm going to draw a line coming down. So there's my neck, and then I'll do the body of my vase. We'll have it go out and back into that other third. Okay. And so there I have a nice line. And to make my vase symmetrical, I'm just going to cut along that line. Right now. So I just pick it up. I just cut. And you're going to do 5 different lines so that when you're done with this part, let's see, we'll move that. You have multiple vases to choose from. Okay. This one here, when it was folded in half, I decided to clip that, and what that's going to do is give me a nice little foot and a little part for that to stand on. I also have this one. It's more of a traditional vase. I probably would want to cut that out. And here's kind of a bottle shape. I might want to cut out the bottom also on this one. And so what you're going to do is you're going to lay them out, look at them, and I kind of like this one. And so this is the one I'm going to use for my vase. At this point, make 3 more of the exact same one. And the way you do that is just make 2 more. Take the piece of paper, fold 2 more, and just trace that. And I want you to experiment with putting lines and designs on there. As you can see on this one, there's repeating lines, okay, which give a rhythm to the piece, which is one of our vocabulary words for this project. And they don't have to be the same. You know, they can accentuate the shapes and the designs made with the vase. And so think about those and try 3 different ones, and then when you go to carve your lines in your vase, you'll already know which one you like the best. So now that I have my pattern and I'll have my lines kind of planned out, I'll start making it with the clay. Here I have everything cut out. I have 2 of my pattern, and here you can see the design that I'm going to put on it when I'm all done. And then here in this pile I have cut out a bunch of strips of clay that are 2 inches wide. So you just roll out a slab, make a line, measure 2 inches, and cut another line. And what these are going to do is they're going to be the walls to my vase. Okay, before I start scoring everything on, one thing to remember is I'm going to put this 2-inch wall around the perimeter on top of my pattern. I'm not going to put a wall on the top edge because that's the top of my vase. And so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take these walls and I'm going to line them up following the contour of my vase. And here I'm going to cut that so it's just at a perfect angle for that top edge. Line it up and cut. Take this piece, make sure it's flush up against that other side, because I'm going to score right here later on. Okay, so I line that one up and I cut, follow that contour all the way down. And when I run out of clay, just put that over to be recycled. And I can just grab another piece that I have ready to go. Now this part is going to be a little bit tricky just because it's a funny little angle in there. So first I'm going to cut it so that my wall is going to match up. And then I'm going to cut just that little tip off. So I'm going to have a nice flat, flush bottom. Line that up. Cut. And I'm just going to keep going all the way around. And this part should go pretty fast. This just needs a little bit more attention here. Okay, this part shouldn't take long because I'm not scoring them on just yet. I'll do that next. But I'm just kind of laying everything out. Making sure that everything will fit before I go and do the whole thing. So I didn't need my other slab, and that's okay. It's better to have one too many than one too few. Okay, so there I have all these pieces on here, and what I'm going to do now, and what you won't see, is I'm going to take these off and I'm going to score the vertical parts that are going to be touching, as well as down to this base. And then once that's all done, I'm going to score along the top of the wall. I'm going to get my other pattern and I'll show that part to you when I put it on. Here I have the walls all scored on, and then I scored the top of the walls, and then you can see some slip on it. Also this top I've scored around the edge. So now I take it, I flip it over, and I want to line it up with the walls all the way around. And then I like to start at the bottom, and you're going to push that together all the way up, and so it'll all be together, and then you just smooth it out, and I'll show you the next step. Okay, so now I have this attached really well. At this point you can lift it up. If you've let the top and bottom set up, it won't dip in. If it starts to sag in, what you want to do as soon as you get it all together is lift it up. And then you can reach in and just push that out a little bit, and you can start smoothing it along the edges which I'll do now. Okay, so here you can see it's smoothed out, and what I did is I put my pattern on it and then I poked little holes so it would leave dimples where my design's going to go. And then you can take a hoop tool and carve between the lines, and I'm not going to show you all of them, but I'll show you some of them. And so from here I go from this dot to this dot, and so I just carve it like that, and I'll do that over the whole thing. So here is the finished vase before it gets fired the first time. You'll notice that the little grooves are all smoothed out and it's looking good. So make sure you smooth it out. If you have any questions, let me know. I'll be happy to answer them.